Shanananaaa.
Ow. Welcome. Oh, welcome. Where do I look? Where's my camera? Listen, this is the first show of the Shanananaaa. Oh, Shanananaaa. I gotta make sure I get my 3 N's and my 3 A's in there, okay? That's gonna be copyrighted and trademarked by me, so don't worry. Matter of fact, it already is. Don't go doing it, okay? Welcome to, not It's the Steven Show, because we've already had that before. This is Shanananaaa. A little bit more laid back. You know what? Let me I'm just gonna undo my pants a little bit, child, because I just made these pants with a little feature, but my waist is a little too small, like maybe an inch, maybe about an inch and a half I could have used. So I'm just gonna give myself a little bit of a break, okay? But thank y'all for tuning in. Oh my gosh. We are going to get into some cute topics. We're not going to be talking a lot about pop culture, even though you're going to get that. That's going to come in because we're living in the world and that's happening. So, you know, shunning up. But first, let me pour my drink. I make a homemade sorrel, and this is an elevated sorrel where we put a little bit of a medicinal flower in the mix, okay? So it adds for a little bit of a higher elevation. And we have a little bit of ice to maybe dilute it a little bit, but come on in. Matter of fact, let me pour it like a man, like a gentleman. And yes, simply anything, baby. If it's a simply watermelon, if it's a simply lemonade, if it's a simply limeade, it's one of my favorites. I love anything Simply brand. So yes, this is a reused Simply bottle. Now it's Simply Elevation, hallelujah. And I have a timer. On, so we're not gonna take up too much of your time, okay? I'm gonna come into the camera. I'm gonna get a little closer to you. I'm hoping that I'm getting all of this because, baby, once I rewind this back, if my head is cut off, we're not doing it again. Whatever's whatever. I know for you to really get me, I have to lean back. That's how you get, okay? But I hope you're having a fantastic day. Listen, I'm just here to bring joy, elevation, and a little bit of to you, okay? The viewer. Now, this show is going to be basically an intro to me because I've had a previous YouTube show before called It's the Steven Show. For my 7 people who watched it, for the 7, 8, 9, 10 people that watched it before, shout out to y'all. Y'all are the MVPs, if you're still here. To all of the new people, I appreciate you coming in and joining my schisms, my isms, my neurosis, my growth, my expansion. Everything that you're going to be seeing is completely transparent and 100% me. Not too much on this though, because the THC is active, and THC is a psychoactive, darling. So it comes up here, and instead of me knowing what's left from right, I don't care anymore. And then I'm rambling. But we're not gonna ramble today, darling, because we've got books and we've got papers. Oh, who's that? Who's that next to me? Who's this? This is the previous edition of Steven. Now you're getting the new Steven, which is also 7. That is my name when I'm performing and when I'm introducing myself to new people and I want to give a certain persona of myself. So sometimes I'm just 7. But you're meeting Steve with Shanananaaa, and you're going to get all of my personalities in this 20 minutes that we're going to be engaging, okay? Now, ooh. the main topics that I'm going to be discussing are all going to have to do with focus, our imaginative faculties, our creation, our creativeness. It's going to have to do with the unseen, because the unseen is our biggest, okay? And once we get into it, you're going to understand why. And I'm sure that many of you already understand why, because before you see a decision in tangible, it has to be a thought. So your thought area, your thought arena is your most and exclusively bountiful, most prosperous. It's the largest part of ourselves. And we can't see it. We can't see all of your thoughts. Baby, if I could put all my thoughts in a building, the building would need 5 more buildings that housed 5 more buildings inside, and each side of each closet was 5 more buildings, because that's how many thoughts. And each building has many levels. And in all of these levels are different rooms. And in all of these rooms are different closets. And in all of these closets are different compartments. And that is how vast our thought arena and our access to infinite intelligence is. I'm going to talk a lot about source, what people call God. I call it the Most High. I call it that which I cannot see. That is something that I call it personally, because there's something that I cannot see that is working for me, and I'm just so in love with it. Because the more I tap into it through my breathing, my expression, my creating, because when I'm working, I'm not talking. When I'm making my pants, I'm not very verbal, unless there's music on and I'm singing a lot. But for the most part, I'm literally focused, and I'm going into my imaginative faculty and pulling out what I need to through my hands and through my body. And then we create it as a physical representation of that which I cannot see. Oh, Shanananaaa, Shanananaaa. Every time I say Shanananaaa, I'm gonna take a drink. That's a new thing, okay? How about you join me? If you drink alcohol, drink an alcohol, you feel me? Okay. Whatever you're doing, if you're taking a little bit of a puff, 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 light it up, bitch, every time I say Shanananaaa, okay? But just gonna give you a little bit of a rundown. Lifestyle, living day to day. Let's start there. So, in the past 2 or 3 years, I've had transcending moments inside of my life. I've had a lot of loss, I've had a lot of gain, I've had a lot of just expansion in my life and in the lives of people around me. Many people have ascended to different levels of being, and now they're here in the land of the unseen for me to tap into. So I do a lot of breath work. I started doing a lot of meditation and yoga and fostering and building that unseen connection. Mind you, at the time I started, I had no idea that's what I was doing. I was just doing it because I stopped doing other things. And when you actually stop doing things that don't serve you, when you actually cease actions that do not serve your, not even higher self yet. We don't even have to get to higher self, but your basic human body, okay? Once you stop doing shit that don't fucking, okay, pour into your physical well-being, then you actually need to replace those areas and actions with new practices and new influences in your mind and brain and body. So that's what I started doing after I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, I stopped engaging in things that were not of my personal physical wellness. Through that, I was able to see and meet my spiritual wellness because I was able to sit with myself more. I had more patience. I have more patience. I'm more grounded, and I'm more of myself than ever before. And in me expanding, in all of that, I saw that I was supposed to start something like this because I did none of it on my own. There was information, there were books I read, there were videos I come across, there were conversations I heard, there were people I met that through them being inside of my vortex and my area of focus, I was able to now have a new influence and new knowledge and information to influence my actions. So that's why I get on here, and I'm doing that because I know that everything is not for everyone. So there's a a community of us. Some people call us light workers. Some people call us transcendent beings, angels. You pick a foray of descriptions, but we are beyond description. So in saying that, there are also some people who see all of that and be like, oh, that don't make no sense. It's crazy. And I also honor that individual as well. Because I remember there was a time when I would not think that I could feel my ancestors inside of my body, when I did not think that I could communicate with unseen energy, when I did not expand my horizon enough to appreciate that which is. And to each their own, because at that time I actually thought that that which I was living was it, until I transcended. So back to that. In the past 2 or 3 years, I've had so many transcending experiences that I continuously expand and transcend. I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not better than anybody else. I'm just making more decisions based in my wellness and my growth and expansion and joy and fundamental ease than I was before. And mind you, before, I thought I was making those decisions. And I was adequately based on the person that I was before, because I was a limited, Shanananaaa, we didn't hook. Okay. To each their own. So I'm a major advocate for meditating, journaling, drawing, getting away from this matrix which seeks to inundate us with stress, competition, jealousy, all of these things that lower our vibration and make our physical bodies then a receipt of pain and stress, and now you need pharmaceuticals, and they do all of this intentionally. That's why they created this 9-to-5 workday and all of these deadlines and all of these things that we have to live up to and run our bodies into the ground, because they know that at our best, we're doing everything on our own. We're creating our own clothes. We're making our own food. We are creating our own inner communities and inner circles of wellness, where I'm pouring into Linda, Linda's pouring into me, I'm pouring into Matthew, Matthew's pouring into me. We are feeding and supporting each other on a grander level, and there is a oneness that we respect intentionally. They've inundated us with so many distractions that we now praise and worship the distractions instead of the oneness that is inside of us, beyond and beneath all of the clutter and noise of distraction. And yes, your parent is a distraction, your work is a distraction, your man is a distraction, your child is a distraction. You have to get to the source inside of you. Now, I don't want to preach, I don't want to talk down to anyone, and I don't want to condemn anyone's actions, because a lot of us don't have the free privilege and reign of access to actually access that freedom. So you have to really proactively create that inside of your life. Now, that is what I'm living for, okay? This year, I lost so many people. Oh, this, anyway. But before one of the most important people to me left, I was able to share with them my journey and show them things. And I was able to see the support, the love, and the encouragement on their face and in their energy. And after they left in February, I got a new gust of momentum inside of my body. Now, that gust of momentum led me to go outside and spread joy to New Yorkers. You feel me? Because New York is like legendary for us being standoffish, aloof, combative, disgusting, disrespectful, aggressive. You feel me? Back up. Watch where you're going. So in the midst of that, and me actually finding my own creative outlet and my courage, because God has given me everything that I need. The Most High has provided me with my microphone stand, my everything that I need to go outside and sing and speak to people and provide that joy. And it's not every day, but every now and then, while I'm doing my street performing and my busking and subway performing, somebody will walk up to me and say, "Thank you for bringing joy." And bitch, when I tell you, there's nothing like that, because it's like, that's literally all I want to do. I don't necessarily do it for the money, because money comes, money goes. You understand? Money is the last form of energy. First, you have to have the thought that you like what you hear. Then you have to think about going into your wallet or going into your bag or going into your purse. And then you have to figure out what you want to give. So now you have to figure out an amount. And then you give the person that last receipt of your effort that took a whole bunch of processes to get to that last dollar amount. The last dollar amount is not it. But when I do see a dollar, it allows me to appreciate the process from which that dollar comes. Because it didn't just flow to me. It didn't just fly up out of the air. Somebody thought enough of me and of themselves in that moment to have this oneness and this transfer that you can't explain, but I so appreciate. So if you are somebody who was like, I don't know what to do, I got fired from my job, or blah, 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 any adversity, go within. There are literally answers inside of us. Like, Source, the Most High, that which I cannot see, literally has information waiting for us to trust the knowledge inside of ourselves, because you get intuition, you get wisdom, you get discernment. All of these things are inside of you. I can't discern for another person. I can't be wise for another individual. And I can't intuit another person's path. We all have individual paths. And some people's paths are literally to be in what you see. This brings me to another point. In this world, everybody that you're seeing is a receipt. We're all living the receipt of the energy that we have put out previously. An example, I saw someone in a wheelchair and they were begging for money. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to give this person money and I want to help them, blah, blah, blah. This was the immediate thought. And I went to help them and I blah, 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 blah. Throughout some time after the help, I witnessed this person's actions, and they were not in gratitude. And I know that the person was maybe in a rather deplorable state or unsatisfying condition. But when you know joy, you choose joy. So it doesn't matter your state of being, because joy brings you relief. Joy is a point of focus. And if I get joy from recognizing that I'm breathing, I'm still alive, that most things are working for me, no matter what's working, no matter what seems like it's working against me, then now I get to actually be in appreciation versus in the midst of dis-ease, discomfort, and And I witnessed this person, and this has happened many different times, where I will see someone's condition and I'll help them, or I'll think pity thoughts, which I would not encourage. Don't do that. That's just my programming. We are reprogramming as we go on. But I realized that that person is living a receipt of the energy that they were putting out before that very moment. We have no idea that the things that we talk about, the things that we engage through focus in our mental faculty, actually have an impact on our bodies from a cellular level. Not only that, but the conversations and the instances that we engage and put ourselves in create attraction to certain energies around us. And you have no idea what people have been putting into their vortex for their whole lifetime. All you're seeing is this little receipt. And of course you want to have pity. Of course you want to feel bad because you're a human being and you have a heart and a soul. But at the end of the day, when you know that God, the universe, the Most High, makes no mistakes, everyone is living a receipt of what they are supposed to be living. So now, don't take pity on anyone. Understand that everything is happening according to a plan. And what you do is you give grace. You still send love, even in trying times and predicaments where they may seem like pulling teeth. Ugh, I shouldn't talk about pulling teeth. I might need a few pulls. Okay, Shanananaaa? But it's going to be hard at first to go against the programming that says woo 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 woo. But it feels better once you go into your knowing. And the knowing comes from sitting with yourself, getting in tap and touching into the source that is inside of us. We all have a line of communication, a line of clarity, a line of power. And it's not there for one person. It's there for everyone. But this society is being led by people who know that. So they create and inundate us with ads, media, pop culture, and we think that that's oneness, silence, breathing. The things that you take for granted are the catalyst and the conduits to open up that relationship with the Most High. And once you do that, now you have this joyous dance and you're eager to communicate through meditation with the Most High. You're eager to actually be in this knowledgeable moment, because the knowledge is only for you to decipher, because it's your knowledge. It's catered to you. Oh my gosh, I love people so much, because once I transcended, mind you, I'm a New Yorker. We from the streets, born and raised in the Bronx, New York, fighting, been robbed multiple times, been jumped, chased all up and down the Bronx, okay? Coming from that, I used to think that people were dangerous. When you transcend, you take danger, you take the possibility and the credit and the power away from the individual. And you go back to source. And you know, wait a minute, if I think someone is dangerous, they're going to be dangerous. Because me thinking that is leaving a unseen mental, emotional, spiritual door open for that demon to walk right through. But when I close the door and I say, you don't have any power over me, I create my reality. Even if you come at me, guns blazing, knives wielding, darling, I know that you won't touch me, because no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And it takes a certain level of trust and new conditioning to actually sit inside of yourself in the most disturbing. I'm talking about people have been spitting at me, near me, but nobody spit on me yet, hallelujah. But in the vicinity of me, and I have still held my cadence, my decorum, and kept everything well. And what happens is the moment passes and we go back to joy and everything is well, because everything is actually working for us if we allow ourselves to be in that transcending moment. So I say to you, for all of my people out there dealing with anything and living in cities and towns where you will go outside and see people basically slumped over looking like they're dying, understand that everything does not need your help, and there's something working inside of every person that is taking care of every person the way that they're supposed to be taken care of. Because we can't all make it, and we can't all make it, and we can't all make it. You take that however you want to, because there's so many levels to that. But God is good. The Most High is literally working inside of everything. And I call this show Shanananaaa because that's a hearkening to the quickening, speaking in tongues, something unseen moving through your body that you can't even put into words, so you just grasp all of the syllables that come to your mind at first. It's feeling. It's feeling. So that's who I am now. And that's so far from It's the Steven Show, which was literally based on like my girl Wendy Williams, who was my inspiration to actually create It's the Steven Show, because I loved the way that she would decimate celebrities, take apart their business, and finish it off with her elite and decorative opinion of them in their lives. Now, I could not care less about a celebrity because I know I'm a celebrity. I know that you're a celebrity. I know that there's nobody higher than anybody else. Because I got a heart, you got a heart, I got a kidney, hopefully you got a kidney, I got a spleen, you got a spleen. Is that a need? You have a need too. So there's no need to be in none of this. We don't do this anymore. Back then, it was a little bit about competition. It was a little bit about I look better than you. Now it's no, it's all about feeling. Because no matter what you might see, the most beautiful people have the most rancid and horrible spirits. But you don't see it because they know they get to put makeup on and convince you otherwise. So I ask you to open your third eye when you're watching this show, Shanananaaa. Because I'm only here to enlighten. Oh, wait. I done said it 2 times, child, and then drink nothing. 1. and 2. So when you come here, take a break. Take a break from the judgment. Take a break from all of the fighting and competition and jealousy. And tap into your creative faculties, baby. Be inspired and know that nobody, when you are confirmed that nobody is better than anybody else, now you take yourself out of worshiping other people and you actually see them as inspiration. Now it's like, oh, if you can do it, I can do it. I'm not trying to do it like you. I'm not trying to even do it better than you. I'm trying to do it for me because I know that anything that I produce is going to be unique. So even if I do take what you're doing and do it myself, I'm never going to be able to do it like you do it. And you ain't never going to be able to do it like I do it. So the most that we can do is inspire each other. Just be inspired by Beyonce. Don't worship her. You have a voice too. Trust your own voice. Tap into tuning and doing it yourself. Don't look at Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Donna Karan and think, oh, they design, I can't design. Make yourself something, your damn self. Go on YouTube. Isn't this YouTube? I taught myself fashion design on YouTube. Yes, it was because I was getting a job and I thought it was for styling and it was for design. And they told me that the price paid was going to be so good that a bitch got online and thought, I taught myself fashion design through drafting in a weekend. And by that Monday, baby, I had a shirt, a pair of pants, and a jacket. Because I said, you paying me? I don't want to get in there and teach these babies nothing. I don't want to get in there and just take your money. And I need to have a receipt. I'm an Aquarius. I just can't do nothing without the logic, you feel me? And I can't lie. I'm gonna like liars. There are people who skill themselves in lying. Ew. Ew. And those people have the most horrible lives. Like, if you ever want to know a person's character, just ask them how their last 6 months was. Because I tell you no lie. I swear, there ain't nobody out here working in truth, working in their ultimate wellness, moving in pure authenticity and love and gratitude, and also complaining and saying, ouch, this hurts, I lost that, oh, woe is me, my life is turning upside down, I don't know why. Baby, those people are doing something to themselves. And with that being said, we've got a minute, but everyone is living a receipt of the energy that they have been putting out, whether they know it or not. And you have these people out here that talk about people, and they gossip, and they send literally negative, protruding, decrepit energy to people. And they think that that energy does not come back to them. It's going to come back to you. So if you want to know a person's life and who they are character-wise, always ask them how their last 6 months was. Because if you leave the body alone, the body will repair itself. And if you actually leave your life alone without inundating it with distractions and toxins by way of distractions and disturbances, you will actually thrive here if you actually move forward and take this life by the throat and lead it the way that you want to lead it, because it's all working for us. But treat yourself. Create something. Do something. Be inspired. But don't be bothered, darling. Don't be bothered. Okay. Oh, this was fun. Thank you for watching. It's the Steven Show. Ooh. Oh, Shanananaaa. It was definitely the okay. Thank you for watching Shanananaaa. When we come back, we're gonna talk about maintaining, curating, and expanding your God energy. Okay? Your most high energy. We talked about it a little bit, but this was all just a preview of who Stephen, Slevin, Steven, Brenda, Jonathan, whoever I am, child. It was just a little preview intro to who I am. And the next ones, we're going to get more in depth. I'm not going to try, hallelujah, thank you. That was one of the things that has changed my life. Watching what I say and knowing that everything that I say creates itself. And if I say I'm going to try, trying is literally a consistent cyclic state of attempting. That's what trying is. I'm going to try, all right? So by the time I see uno again, me have me visual them. I'm going to have everything set up. I don't want to drop into my patois too much because I don't want to confuse But I have a Caribbean Jamaican grandmother and I have a Southern grandmother. So you're going to be getting all of that. And now they are both with me in the unseen realms. So baby, the goosebumps light up inside of my body. But we're going to talk about curating and expanding our God energy on purpose intentionally and how we can utilize the disturbances and distractions around us for our goodness. How do we turn it into like money? If you know that's what you want to do. How do we turn it into opportunity? How do we turn it into ease? How do we turn it into ecstasy? How do we turn it into sensuality? How do we transmute the energy that is sent against us for our most high wellness and not for our least disturbance and reaction? I love y'all. Thank you for watching, and until next time, darling. Shanananaaa. Ooh. Homemade, bitch. Homemade!